friggin' sing. This is a 1970 something MF40 with either a MF54 or 222 backhoe. Anyway, I've been, excuse the wind, it's terrible. Anyway, I've been digging stumps out. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out already for about an hour. And these backhoes here are a topic of conversation because these rotary swing cylinders leak. And they leak from right here. And there's some seals that are quite the job to replace. And they are ridiculously expensive. But I found a way to cheap out, and it seems like it's working. So anyway, I'm out of the wind and back in my shop. So the basic configuration of that swing cylinder is that there's 2 sets of seals. And down below, the first set is this chamfered Teflon seal. And I did buy this. I did buy this from Agco. And there's your part number. If I remember right, they're about 50-60 bucks a piece, which isn't bad because it's such a unique seal. This, on the other hand, this is what roughly goes above it. Keep in mind, these are just generic seals from an industrial supply. They didn't work. They were close. It's all they had, but they didn't work. But anyway, it's like a soft rubber gland seal that sits below a backup ring. And Agco wants like $150 for the seal and another $130 for literally just a Viton backup ring. Ridiculous. Insulting. There's no way I could look myself in the mirror just buying that. No. So there are some other good videos on YouTube on how to repair it the right way with all the right seals. But this is what I figured out, and it is working. And instead of $300 roughly for both of these seals, I fixed it for literally 1 foot of 5/16 Viton O-ring stock at $1 a foot. So anyway, the gland or vein or whatever you want to call it, where these sit in, is roughly 350 thou tall and 250 thou deep. I measured those with a snap gauge. 5/16 is 0.3125, and I put it in there originally, and the O-ring tore. Just, because it was sticking out too far. But, as you can see here, focus now, over the foot that I used, I actually just took passes on it with a belt sander. And after taking a couple passes, I measured with my calipers and I got it down to anywhere from 285 thousandths to 300 thousandths. So it was just sticking out a little bit, and it wasn't perfect. And since this is stock, it's just in one rope of it. You actually get what you need, and you cut them at a 45, and you literally just super glue it together. And I made sure that the cuts were right, and that the flat side was on the back into the gland. And what do you know? It worked. You're going to stay out of my way, right, while I'm working? Huh? Digging for about another 10 minutes, and I don't see anything. Well, I guess keep in mind, I only replaced the top because that one was leaking. The bottom seal, it's the same setup on the bottom. I never touched that because it's not leaking. I'd love to have a thumb on this whole thing. Whoa. Never realized you need a backhoe to live life until you own a backhoe. I honestly didn't touch this thing for over a year because of that leak. I couldn't afford to put oil in it every time I used it. Look at that. That's why that was so stubborn. That thing's huge. So anyway, working it hard and it's still not leaking. And even if it weeps a little bit, I'm not going to be that mad, because a machine like this, you're going to have to put oil in it and just fix all the leaks little by little. But I consider that a win for a cheapskate like me.